Hey everyone, and welcome! So, you're new to Kumagaya City, that's awesome. Or maybe you've been here for a bit and just need a quick refresher. Either way, you are in exactly the right place. We're gonna break down one of the most essential parts of daily life here, taking out the trash. Let's get into it. I mean, Kumagaya is a really beautiful city, right? And believe it or not, a huge part of keeping it this way comes down to all of us and how we manage our waste. So, you can think of this as your friendly guide to being a great neighbor and helping create a cleaner community for everyone. We've all had that moment. You move to a new place, you're super excited, you're unpacking, and then you see it. The pile of trash starts growing, and you're faced with a set of rules that can feel, well, a little overwhelming. But don't you worry, it's actually way simpler than it looks once you know the system.
Okay, so before we get into all the different categories, let's just cover the foundational rules. These apply to pretty much everything. If you can just remember these few things, you're already halfway there.
The whole system really comes down to three simple golden rules. First up, the right time. Your trash has to be out by 8:30 in the morning on collection day. Any later, and you've missed the truck. Second, the right place. You have to use your neighborhood's designated collection spot. And third, and this one's a big one, the right bag. You have to use transparent or translucent bags. This lets the collection crew quickly see that everything's sorted correctly.
All right, with the basics down, let's get into the types of trash you'll be dealing with most often. We're talking about your everyday stuff, burnable waste, and all that recyclable paper.
First up is burnable garbage. This is your most common collection, and it happens twice a week. This category covers a whole lot of your kitchen and general household waste.
So, what exactly goes in here? We're talking things like food scraps, old leather goods like shoes, and any paper that's gotten too dirty to recycle. Now, there are a few simple prep steps. Make sure to drain all the liquid from your food waste. Then, squeeze the air out of the bag and tie it up nice and tight. And hey, if you have a bigger item that's burnable, like an old futon, just fold it up and tie it securely with some string.
Next, let's talk about paper, which gets collected once a week. Kumagaya has a really fantastic paper recycling program, but it totally depends on everyone sorting things the right way at home.
Sorting paper is really straightforward. Newspapers and flyers, just stack them and bundle them. For cardboard boxes, you'll need to break them down flat and then tie them with string. Same goes for magazines and books. Now, milk and juice cartons have a special process. You rinse them out, open them up flat so they can dry, and then bundle them together. And for all that other stuff, like small boxes, wrapping paper, calendars, you can just put it all together into a large paper bag.
Okay, now let's tackle the categories that can sometimes cause a little confusion and really require some extra care. We're talking about non-burnables, and items that can actually be hazardous if you throw them out the wrong way. Non-burnable garbage is kind of a mix of a lot of different materials, everything from ceramics and glass to small metal things. It's important to know what goes in this bag, and even more important to know how to handle it safely. This category is for items like old pots, broken cups, cosmetic bottles, and regular light bulbs. But the most important thing here is safety. For anything sharp, like a kitchen knife or a razor, you have to wrap the blade securely in tape or a few layers of newspaper. Do the exact same thing for broken glass or ceramics. That prevents them from tearing the bag and possibly injuring a collection worker. And remember, this category always requires a fully transparent bag.
Okay, pay really close attention here.
The next few items are incredibly important because they can pose a real fire or even an explosion risk if you just toss them in with your regular trash. This is serious stuff. For these items, you have to follow these steps exactly. Disposable lighters, they must be completely empty of gas, then put them in their own separate transparent bag and put them out on can collection day. For spray cans and gas cartridges, they also need to be totally empty. Then you puncture the container to be safe, put them in their own separate transparent bag, and take them out on bottle day. Notice that they have different collection days. That's a critical detail for safety. Now we have a special category called hazardous waste. These are items that absolutely cannot, under any circumstances, go to a regular collection site. They have materials inside that need to be processed in a very specific way. This includes things like all types of batteries, fluorescent light tubes, and those old mercury thermometers. So, what do you do with them? You need to take them to a designated hazardous waste collection container. You can find these drop-off spots in convenient places all around the city, like at City Hall, local administrative centers, and most community centers. So, what about that old sofa or broken bicycle that definitely won't fit in a bag? Well, that's considered oversized garbage. And you guessed it, there's a specific system for that as well.
You've got two main options here. First, you can schedule a paid collection request where they'll come right to your home to pick it up. You'll need to call ahead to arrange it, and you do have to be there for the pickup. Your second option, if you can transport the item yourself, is to take it directly to a disposal facility. You don't need an appointment for this, but you will need to bring an ID to prove you're a resident.
For that convenient home pickup service, the cost is 520 yen per cubic meter. This just gives you a clear idea of the fee if you decide to have the city come and collect your oversized stuff.
And finally, we have to cover the items that the city's regular waste collection system will not accept at all. Putting these things out at a collection site is strictly prohibited.
So for major appliances like TVs, air conditioners, refrigerators, and washing machines, you have to contact the store where you bought it. For computers, there's a dedicated pickup service called Renet Japan. And for other items like old tires, car parts, or chemicals like pesticides, you need to get in touch with a dealership or a professional waste disposal company. All of these have their own special disposal streams.
Okay, we've covered what goes where and how to prepare it. The final piece of the puzzle is knowing when to put it out. This is where you become a true trash sorting master.
In the official guide you get from the city, look for a table just like this one. All you do is find the name of your town or neighborhood, and the columns right next to it will show your exact collection days. Just note the abbreviations. BW is for burnable waste, OG for oversized garbage, and PR for paper resources. This chart is basically the key to getting it right every single week.
And really, that's what this is all about. Every bit of effort you put into sorting correctly helps keep Kumagaya clean and beautiful. It might seem complicated at first, but I promise, after a couple of weeks, it'll become second nature. Thanks so much for doing your part.